Alright, next question. Given the discrete random variable, so now you see they tell you the discrete random variable. So if you see discrete random variable, you know it's definitely is binomial distribution. Instead, in fact, they even give you this, right? So from here you should know it's a binomial distribution. So the thing is, they didn't give you the n value, but they gave you this. What does this represent? 0.65. So from here you know that P is equals to 0.65. Okay, so if P is 0.65, what is Q? Q is 1 minus 0.65. So you get 0.35. Okay, so that is Q value. So now question A. So all this while we were solving the forward method, right? That means we find the P, Q, N and R value, and then from there we solve the probability. But in this case now, they tell you that find the N value if X is equals to N. So the probability of X equals to N, they gave you the probability which is 0.0319. Okay, so in case you guys don't remember the formula, let me write this again. X equals to R, so you get NCR P power R and Q power N minus R. Okay, so in this case, since they give you X is equals to N, so if you substitute into the formula, you will get NCN and then P power N and Q power, so N minus N is 0, correct? 0.0319. So now let's see, N power N means what? If you key into your calculator, right, if you take your calculator, you type this 5C5 or 10C10 or 300C300, you will get the same answer. Whenever the top and the bottom number are the same, you will get 1, right? So in this case, NCN, immediately you know that the value is 1. Okay, so you don't have to write this. Okay, so what you're left is P power N. So Q power N is also equals to 1, so I don't have to write. So from here I know that P power N is equals to 0.0319. Okay, so this is actually a very common type of question. You all should take note of this. So now, how are you going to solve? So this one, you see, when you learn this in indices, right, we always say make the base the same, right? We always try to make the base the same. But in this case, how are you going to make base the same? So the only way you can do is you can switch. Okay, by the way, P value is what? P value is 0.5. So I can actually straight away substitute. Okay, I don't want to write Pn. Let me write 0.65 N. Okay, so now you cannot make the base the same. 0.65, how do you compare with 0.0319? So the easier way to do is, you all learn this in form 4, which is using log. So I want you all to add log base 10 on both sides. So you get log 0.65 power N equals to log 0.0319. Okay, so now you learned in log before, when there is a power up here, you can bring it in front. So you get N log 0.65 equals to log 0.0319. So if you want to find your N value, you just take log 0.0319 divided by log 0.65. Key this into your calculator, you will get 7.9974, which is approximately equal to 8. So N is equals to 8. So now question B. Question B, based on the answer in A, find, okay, so now they want you to find X is more than 2. Okay, so from here you know that your N value is equals to 2, right? N value is equals to 8. So if p is equals x is equals to 2, that means you are going to find what? X equals to 3, x equals to 4, and so on. X equals to 5, x equals to 6, x 7, x equals so many to find. Now the question is, are you going to find one by one? Substitute x equals to 3, x equals to 2, 4, x equals to 5, 6, 7, 8. Are you going to do this one by one? You can, but I would suggest not to. Okay, so instead what you can do, see, I'm going to show you all this. I've actually explained this before. You know that if n is equals to 8, so you know the x value can be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now they are saying they want to find x more than 2. So that means you are supposed to calculate all of this, right? The probability of p equals to p, x equals to 3, x equals to 4, x equals to 5. You're supposed to calculate all the probability from 3 onwards all the way to 8. But instead of calculating that, this is px more than 2. So instead of calculating all of these one by one, what you can do is you can take the total probability. Total probability is always what? Is always 1. So you take 1 minus this. Probability of x less than equal to 2. When you take 1 minus this, automatically you will get this, which is what you're finding for. And if you find this is only 3, you just have to substitute 3 values compared to this one. If you want to substitute all of this, you can't be substituting all of this, right? You can, but it takes a long time. So instead, we're just going to take this, because 3 numbers is so much easier, right? So let me rewrite this. So to rewrite this, we can say we take 1 minus px less than or equal to 2. So what is p less than or equals to 2? You can minus px equals to 0, px equals to 1, and px equals to 2. Okay, you take 1 minus all of this, immediately you will get this. Okay, so let us substitute 1 minus, so 8 choose 0, and then 0.65 power 0 and 0.35 power 8, plus 8 choose 1, 0.65 power 1, 0.35 power 7, and then plus one more here, 8 choose 2, and then 0.65 power 2 and 0.35 power 6. Okay, like I said, guys, please do it together with me, okay? Then you will learn better. So now you can straight away calculate. You can get 1 minus, what's in the bracket now? You should get 0.0002 plus 0.0033 plus 0.0217. So your final answer should be 0.9748. Okay, so I've done all this previously, so that's why I can find out the answer fast, because I don't want to waste time calculating for you. So if I make any error, please just type in the comment or let me know, okay? Alright, next. The diagram on the right shows binomial distribution. So just now we did the graph, right? We drew the binomial distribution, the graph, right? So now they gave you the graph, and then they ask you to state all possible outcomes of x. So what is the outcome of x? So x is basically, I gave you all the formula, right? X equals to r. So all the possible value of r is the possible value of x. So what are the possible value of r? All of this. Okay, so that means your x value is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that's for question A. Question B, find the value of m. So what does this represent? This represents the probability, right? I gave you the formula. Probability is this, right? You write like this. So that means you should know that if you add up all of these, the total probability would be 1, correct? Because that's what we learned, right? The total probability will always be 1. So in this case, if you take 2m plus m plus 5 over 36 plus 1 over 9 plus 1 over 4m plus 1 over 36, okay, you add all of them together, you should be able to get 1 because the total probability is 1. So you're going to add all of them. 2 plus 1, 3, so you get 3 and 1 over 4 here, so 3 1 over 4 m plus, so all this you're going to add together, you should get 5 over 18 equals to 1. So 3 1 over 4 m equals to 1 minus 5 over 8. Oh, sorry. So now you want to find m is 1 minus 5 over 18. So you should get 13 over 18 divided by 3 1 over 4. So your final answer, m should be equal to, use your calculator straight away, yeah? So 2 over 9 is your answer. Okay, that's your m value. So now question C, find the percentage for px more than or equal to 2. So ignore the percentage first. Let us first find the probability. So px more than equals to 2. So in this case, px, so that means you're looking for x equals to 2, x equals to 3, x equals to 4, x equals to 5. That's it. Okay, so x equals to 2 here, right? So what's the probability? M. So your m value is 2 over 9. 2 over 9 plus, now x equals to 3, so it's 2m, so 2 times 2 over 9 plus x equals to 4, which is this, you should get 5 over 36 plus x equals to 5 is here, should be equals to 1 over 36. So you add all of them together, you should get your final answer, 5 over 6. Now is this your answer? No. Why? Because they asked for percentage. So if it's in probability, how do you convert it to percentage? Just multiply by 100. So that means 5, you want to change the percentage, right? So 5 over 6 times 100. You should get your answer 83.33%. So this is your answer. Alright. Next, the discrete random variable x has binomial distribution, which is, okay, so they gave you the, or they didn't give you the value, they just write there n and p, with mean of 45, standard deviation of 3, and np. Find the value of np. Okay, so this is something I haven't taught you yet, so I'm going to write this in the notes part. Okay, so there are three main things for binomial distribution, right? There are three main things that you have to know. I mean, of course, the formula is one of it, but on top of that, you have to know three more things, which is, first, you must know the formula to find mean. Okay, mean is written like this. Okay, so you want to find the mean. The formula for mean is np. Okay, n you've got from here, p you get from the expression itself. Next, you want to find the variance. If they ask for variance, variance is, the formula is npq, n times p times q. Okay, so q, you, of course, I already taught you all how to find q. This is q, 1 minus p, right? So if you want to find standard deviation, standard deviation is basically this. Okay, you don't want the square. Variance is with the square, standard deviation is without the square. So if you don't want the square, basically you're shifting the square to the opposite, right? So you get square root NPQ. Okay, so these are the three formulas that you have to know on top of the binomial formula. Okay, so this, by using the expression itself, you can find all these three things. Okay, the mean, variance, and also the standard deviation. So coming back to that question just now, discrete variable x has a binomial distribution which is, so they gave you this with mean. Okay, so they gave you the mean value. Mean value is equals to 45. So what's the formula again? N times P, right? Next, standard deviation. Standard deviation is 3. So what's the formula of standard deviation? NPQ. Correct? Find the value of N and P. So from here you already know that 45 is NP. So if I want to shift this first, I take the square root, I shift over here, I should get 3 square, right? Equals to NPQ. So 9, 3 square is 9. NP I can substitute here, right? Because NP is the mean. NP is 45. So I'm going to substitute 45 Q. So now I can find Q. Q is 9 over 45, which is 1 over 5. Okay, so if Q is 1 over 5, can you find P? Right, you know, right? P is equals to 1 over minus Q, right? So 1 minus 1 over 5 would be equal to 4 over 5. So they asked to find for P, so you already found P. Now you want to find the value N. So you can use this equation now. So the equation is 45 equals to N times P. P is 4 over 5. So if you want to find N, would be 45 times 5 over 4. So if you calculate, you should get in decimal 56.25. So this is approximate. Of course, N value cannot be I told you before, right? Binomial, it shouldn't be with decimal, it should be a discrete value. So the closest value you can round up to is 56. Okay, because behind here is 2, right? So 2 you cannot round up, so it remains as 56. So N value is 56. Okay, next, a discrete random variable. Okay, so now, so they gave you the binomial expression. So here is N, here is P. Find the mean and standard deviation. So mean is what? NP. So N is 120, P is 0.4. So you just multiply, you get your answer 48. Okay, next, standard deviation. Standard deviation is square root of NPQ. So that means square root of N is 120, P is 0.4, or you can straight away substitute 48, okay, to represent NP. And then you must also multiply by Q. Q is 0.6 because you already know P is 0.4. So straight away substitute, you should get 5.367. So this is your standard deviation. Alright, next. There are 5,000 people in a village. It is found that 8 out of 10 of the village installed broadband at home. So from here you can know what is that. That's the P value, right? The probability of people installing broadband at home. So it's 8 out of 10. So from here you know P is 8 over 10. Or you can say 0.8. Okay. Find the mean, variance, and standard deviation for the number of people who have broadband at home. So what is this 5,000? 5,000 people are sort of like the number of trial. So N is equals to 5,000. So what is the mean? Mean is NP, which is 5,000 times 0.8. So you should get 4,000. Okay, next, variance. Variance is NPQ. So NP you already found here, 4,000. You just have to multiply by Q, which is 0.2. So multiply this together, you should get 800. Okay, next you want to find standard deviation, which is square root NPQ. You have already found the variance, right? NPQ, so you just square root 800. So your answer should be it's in decimal, but you can also write it 20 square root 2. Okay, your calculator should give you this answer, or you can write in decimal place. Okay, same thing. So that's how you solve this kind of question. Right, next. 80% of pupils in a certain school are interested in science. A sample consists of n pupils are randomly selected from the school. So from here, you know that the n value, number of trial, is not given to you. So this is n lah. Okay, I'm just going to write here n is n. And then 80 pupils are interested in science. So most likely the p value is 0.8. Okay, 80% is 0.8. If the probability that all pupils selected are interested in science, so you see here, here's the catch actually. All pupils selected are interested in science is 0.1342. Find the value of n. So it's actually an interesting question here. They told you all pupils selected. Okay, so out of the n pupils that were randomly selected, all of them are interested. So in other words, the probability that you're finding is px equals to n. Why? Because do you remember the formula is what? Px equals to r, right? So r is based on the question, how many of them are interested. So in this case, they are telling you all. So that means out of the n pupils who were randomly selected, all of them are interested in science. So that means that r value is also equals to n. The r value is equals to n. So because of that, you can just straight away substitute. So you should get n choose n times the p value is 0.8 power n. So here is 0.2. So n minus n is 0. So this is equals to the probability, which is 0.1342. Okay, so I told you before, when you get this, NCN is actually equals to 1, and then you can just leave it, you don't have to write. So 0.8 power n, this one 0.2 power 0 is also equals to 1, so there's no use writing it. So you have equals to 0.1342. So how do you solve this? By using log. So log 0.8 n equals to log 0.1342. Okay, so the n, don't forget, when the one of the property of log is the power you can shift to the front. So you get n log 0.8 equals to log 0.1342. So you want to find n value, take log 0.1342 divided by log 0.8. Okay, so I'm sorry, let me use my calculator here. Log 0.1342 divided by log 0.8. So your answer should be n is equals to 9. Okay, so that's your answer. Now question B. Based on the answer in A, find the probability that less than 3. So they're telling you that, use a different color, x is less than 3 are interested in science. So less than 3 means what? That means p x equals to 0 plus x equals to 1 plus x equals to 2. Can I put 3 in? No, because they say less than 3. So that means it doesn't include 3. So it's only 0, 1 and 2. So we're going to substitute. You get 8. Sorry, is that 8? Yeah, 8. Sorry, 9. So used to 8. So your n value is 9, right? So that means 9, choose 0. The p value is 0.8 power 0, and then 0.2 power 9 plus 9 choose 1, 0.8 power 1, 0.2 power 8 plus 9 choose 2, 0.8 power 2 and 0.2 power 7. So when you key this in your calculator, right, you will get a very small number as well, but I'm just going to write in standard form. Okay, so in the end we try not to round up too quickly, and so that the final answer will be closer to the actual answer. But if you want to round it up to 0, it also can, because some of the answers here are actually very small. So but I'm going to write in standard form because the calculator is giving me in standard form. First one is 512 times 10 power negative 9 plus 1.8432 times 10 power negative 5 plus 2.94912 times 10 power negative 4. So you add all of them together, you should get standard form, so it should be 3.139 times 10 power negative 4. Okay, so all the values here are too small. So if I'm just going to put 0, 0, 0, right, it doesn't make sense. That means my final answer is going to be 0. So because of that, I'm going to write in standard form and find out what's my final answer in terms of standard form. Okay, clear? I hope you know what I'm talking. See, if you watch the previous part of the video, I rounded the answer that were too small, right? The reason is because there were two numbers that were very small, okay, but the third one was very big. So there is no use writing the first two because they are too small. It's negligible. But in this case, all of the values are very small. You see here, power negative 9. This is negative 5, so it's negative 4. So all the values are very small. So because of that, I just put all in standard form, add them together, and write my answer in terms of standard form. Clear? Okay, I hope you all understand this. So yeah, so we are done. We are done with binomial distribution. I hope you learned something from this. This should cover everything you need to know about the basics of binomial distributions. Alright, so I hope you find this useful, and I hope to see you in my part 2 video where we will be covering normal distribution. Alright, take care. Bye bye.